AC Sports Live is brought to you by All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. Earn your Class A and Class B license and endorsements with courses online and in person in the city of Long Beach. Call or visit the website 909-708-4861, www.allincdotraining.com. If you're unemployed, underemployed, or just want to change a career, scholarships are available, so don't worry about the cost. Give them a call. All In CDO Training, the future of commercial driving. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Mood Swing Apparel, DEM Clothing. Dominate every matchup, period. Check them out, Mood Swing Apparel on Instagram. AC Sports Live is also brought to you by Cannon Nation Boxing. If you want to learn the sweet science of boxing, or if you just want to get a real good workout in, working out and training with pros, check out CannonNationBoxing.com and become the best version of yourself today.
He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir. Test 1, 2. All right. We're live in the building. AC Sports Live on the 10th day of February. After the Super Bowl. Special guest tonight. It might be a more permanent guest in that he too is active on social media platforms, so it might be a good partnership. We kind of have a connection. It's my son, Alexander Cobbs. AC2 is in the building. Are you live? Are you muted? I hope you're live.
In the building.
All right. Yeah, got a nice microphone and everything. All right, man. Got a few topics to run down this evening. And first and foremost, man, everybody probably wants to know, is curious, how's training going? What's up with you?
Training's been going great, man. When it comes to like my career and all that, I'm taking a different approach, if you will. I know there's a lot going on with politics and the portal and all that when it comes to college football right now. And the direction I'm going in is a bit different. What I've decided to do is I've decided to go down a couple divisions just to rebrand myself in the position that I play. I will be resuming my career at the tight end position, catching rocks, scoring touchdowns, showing off my speed. And I plan on doing that at Whittier College, and I'll let you guys know if anything changes. But as of right now, I'm pretty set on doing that. So I'm very excited for what the future holds in store for me. I see myself being an elite talent at the tight end position, and I also see myself scoring a lot and being a lot more productive on that side of the ball.
Hey,
but
man.
Yeah.
I never want to sound like that, Dad. You guys know I've always tried to say that before I make a statement, but I'm excited to see what you do on that side of the ball. When you first came out of high school, I was like, I think you would be a really good tight end. Defense, you have to have a lot of reps. Like, you have to have a lot of experience, and you've been getting the experience. But now you need someone that's going to believe in you. And we've been talking about this like the last 5 or 6 weeks on how important it is. Every sports flicks that I've covered. And the subject of that documentary would say something on the lines that not only do you have to believe in yourself, but you have to believe that your coach wants you to succeed. And your coach sees you as a guy. And that is so
Most definitely
important for a young athlete like yourself, who is still very young in the game. So I'm very excited for you. I'm actually proud of you by taking this step where it's not fashionable to go down. and
Not at all.
be a bounce back. But it's actually normal. It's going to be normalized. Once you have the success that you're going to have, watch the floodgates open. Because up until this year, it's been JUCO is the bounce back location. But a student athlete that has grades, there are a lot of options for you if you can take care of your books. Now, if you struggle with the books and you thought you were going to the league out of 1 year of college, then yeah, you're going to have to go JUCO because your grades don't match or add up. NAIA is an option if your grades aren't great, but if you have the acumen of a 3.5 GPA or better, even 3.0 or better, D3 does have money, as we are finding out. There's money. It's just not an athletic scholarship. There's academic scholarships. So sky's the limit for you, man. We got Rubio in here. Coach BT's in here.
What's up, y'all?
Brandon Thomas.
How y'all doing?
A young AC's in the house. SG Trilogy. Plug One is in the house. Broham at Seton Hall. So we both saw the Super Bowl. We went to CP3's house. Chris Purnell, Graybeard, is in Super Bowl hosting mode this year. Had us at the house once again. We were there a few years back when the Eagles lost to the Chiefs the first time.
Unfortunately.
And we watched it on the, I think I have a picture of us. This year we were enjoying the festivities, rocking our Shador jerseys, and we finally encountered a Shador hater.
And it was everything that we thought it would be.
I had to stop the conversation because I said, hey, you bought the Kool-Aid that the media was selling. Because he was talking just like the media. After you heard one pundit say Shador can't play, then he's like, yeah, Shador sucks. And I was just kind of like, and the guy we were sitting next to was kind of like, hear that noise. Have you ever played quarterback? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to overcome those odds? Like, you were right there and you had the stats to back it up. Like, what was your take on that? Like, he was a cool dude. I don't know him like that. He was part of the festivities, but he was totally a Shador hater. And we finally found one in live and in person. He's like, why are you wearing those jerseys? What were your thoughts, man?
I was just looking at him like, man, I don't know what Shador can do. That man led college football in completion percentage. Everyone says it's because he throws checkdowns. I just think he makes the right read. You saw what he did, despite the lack of protection he had. Hate to throw anybody under the bus, but the truth is that position did need to step up during his time, not only in college, but also in the NFL. You saw what he was going through with Stefanski. We've seen sparks of what he can be with that 4-touchdown game he had. So I just think that he's up next, and I have no shame in investing in Shador Sanders.
Yeah, I had to shut my man down because he thought he was arrogant, and I was just kind of like, yeah, you haven't played at a high level. If you don't have self-confidence and you don't know the right words to say, you will come off like Diego Pavia or any of the other guys who've come out in the last few years that were overconfident, Baker Mayfield and what was his name from Texas A&M, the Johnny Manziel. Yeah, these guys are super confident and kind of brash, and it's like, yeah, he got swag. Now you got Jackson Dart. Oh, he got swag.
Yeah.
When Shador does it, oh, he's just like his dad. He's
that's all it is.
Yeah, that's like, you know what? Keep it pushing, man. I'm gonna keep my Shador jersey on and keep it pushing. But it was a cool party. The game, not so much. What did you take from the game itself? Did the Patriots belong in the Super Bowl? Man.
Nah. Everybody was saying that their schedule was easy. I didn't believe them until I saw that performance. That was very lackluster for a Super Bowl. I'll say that right here. It's just like, I've seen what a Super Bowl is supposed to look like. They're supposed to be explosives. I don't think I saw a single explosive play from the Patriots. They were getting sacked. I think they had 8 sacks from the Seahawks D-line. That was atrocious. It was hard to watch. Drake May was lacking pocket presence for sure. The highlight of the night was really Bad Bunny's performance. when it came to the Super Bowl itself.
Baboni.
If you were a if you were a first time like viewer and somebody was trying to put you on the football, that's definitely not the game I would show them. That felt like a Thursday night football game.
And I'm sure Roger Goodell's like, next year, we got to do something about this. Even though the conspiracy theories have the Seahawks and the Patriots in the front of the Madden kind of like graphic, the teams, and you had Saquon them towards the front of the graphic, but at the back of the graphic nearest the Super Bowl trophy were the Seahawks and Patriots and a couple other teams. So it was like, well, this is scripted anyway. Well, they wouldn't script such bad matchup with no storylines.
Nah.
Leading up to this game, I was not excited at all. Even sitting there waiting for the game to start, I was not excited at all. Even at the kickoff, the game started and it was dink, dunk, just short passes, 3 and outs. The kickers were becoming the MVPs. And I was like, what are we watching? We were so spoiled with the Eagles and Chiefs.
Yeah.
Even when the Chiefs were getting blown out, it was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get an exciting play in this game until the pick six from a young man from Carson. I forgot his name, but he's a young local boy that got a pick six on a deflection. And that was a big play. But by that time, the game was so boring. We were like, well, they're down by 2 scores. I've seen crazier things happen. But then when that play happened, it was pretty much a wrap. Who's in here, man? We got, I think, JB, Smoking JB, Detroit Lions fan in the building. He said he got combine credentials. Keep us posted, man, how that looks. We want to see what the average speed is for a tight end. This kid is going to be the fastest tight end in a long time. The kid from Atlanta is pretty fast. We'll see if you can beat that 4.3. As GC took a nap. He took a nap during the Super Bowl. It was a snoozer. And I know the NFL is going to step in. And they're going to make sure it's just too much defense being played here. And we got 2 game managers. Sam Darnold from SC got him a Super Bowl ring. First quarterback from USC to win the Super Bowl. I didn't know that in the illustrious football blue blood history of USC. They never had a quarterback win the Super Bowl. I don't think they ever had a quarterback in or start the Super Bowl. I think Matt Castle was on the team for the Patriots, but he didn't play. Game was lackluster. Like you said, the halftime show was a conversation. Now,
Indeed.
Our party we were at had its share of Latino Spanish speakers.
Yes.
And it was fairly quiet in there. We were trying to figure out the show and the visuals, because we were spoiled last year with Kendrick Lamar, and that he gave us a lot to chew on. So we see Bamboni this year, and he made a lot of statements that might have gone unnoticed the first time you saw it. But you saw it was a cultural kind of melting pot of what Puerto Rico, but the Americas are, from Afro-Latino to all the inclusion that you could possibly think of was in this set. The music kind of got drowned out by the scenery. What were your thoughts? We both thought it was visually incredible, but the messaging, did you think the message got across, or you had to go back for a rewatch?
I think the people that needed to see it saw it. If you want to understand what he was saying, you would definitely have to do a rewatch or look back at the highlights and see everything that was included. But a lot was going on. There was an actual wedding in the performance. The only thing that was stronger than love is hate. That was the main message of the performance. We were able to take that out. I think the reason why we weren't able to just take it in the way we were able to take in Kendrick Lamar is because we don't speak Spanish. But other than that, I think it was an amazing performance. It was very deep, and like you said, the visuals were just A1. It was very beautiful. It was an awesome sight to see. A lot of recognizable faces. It was just a very enjoyable halftime show. And I know a lot of people on the other side are not going to really enjoy that type of performance. Matter of fact, they went to go watch Kid Rock or somebody like that, but they missed out, man. I know they have a hate in their heart for that certain demographic, but what Bad Bunny was trying to teach was that there's just nothing but like we're trying to spread nothing but love, and all the hate just needs to come to an end. And I think that's what I was able to take out of his performance.
Yeah, it's polarizing. Similar to what we felt last year. People were saying that Kendrick Lamar's performance was the worst halftime show they've ever seen, when actually it's because you didn't understand it or want to understand it. So we'll hear the same sentiments about this performance. Worst thing I've ever seen. You don't want to see it. It doesn't matter that he was speaking in Spanish. We love Macarena. We loved La Vida Loca. We love popular. We love pop. But when somebody has something that's authentic and not commercialized to a point where you don't know this is not for you, you immediately begin to say, go back to your own country. And people were so ignorant to think Puerto Rico is not a part of America, and just kind of just showing how ignorant they were by just those statements alone. Now, it is difficult to understand what people are saying without subtitles. So I did go back and watch it with someone who could speak the language, and they could explain to me what he was saying. And everything he said was who I am, where I've come from. These are my people. These are my traditions. These are the things that we go through in Puerto Rico with the power outage, the people in the bodega who are struggling to keep their store from being bought out from gentrification. You know, the young boy who was snatched up by ICE but was able to receive the Grammy from him. He saw himself in that little boy. Like all those little storylines were there, and then bringing all of the Americas together. It reminded me of a biblical tone where there's a scripture that states there's no law versus love. Like you can't find any reason to be against something that is inclusive and full of love. If you do, then you have to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you have nothing but hatred in your heart. So I think it was bigger than the music. It was a cultural awakening. And I don't know one Bad Bunny song. I am not a Bad Bunny fan at all. I don't know anything, but I watched it again today, and I was bobbing my head to it because now I'm becoming more familiar with what he was doing and what he was singing. I saw all those people grooving. I was like, well, if he's the biggest star in the world, then he must be pretty good. That's what I said on somebody else's post. Like, before you start hating, I think there was a NFL player, Zaire Franklin, who caught a lot of flack. He was actually on the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague. And he got mad at Jeff Teague for not knowing who he was. So they get into a little back and forth, and Jeff Teague's like, this is my show. And the only reason you're on my show is not because you're an all-pro football player, because nobody knows who you are as an all-pro football player, Zaire Franklin. I'll pick you in fantasy maybe, but I don't know who you are from a can of paint. And dude took offense to it. And they went back and forth, and they were cussing at each other, and everything went bad real fast over Zaire Franklin's statements about Mexicans, about Spanish speakers, about San Francisco as a general whole. And it was just like, wow, if people feel that way, and then they used him as I agree with him. Get those Mexicans out of here. It's crazy down in San Francisco around this time. What have you experienced? You went to school at San Jose State for a couple years. And the environment, of course, is a multicultural. San Jose State is the hotbed for the Black Power movement. The Black Panthers were there. All that stuff, John Carlos, Tommy Smith, all that stuff happened down there. The statements of Zaire Franklin, were they just ignorant, or was he just being used by the powers that be as a person to just speak the same language as those who want to go watch the Turning Point in Kid Rock and the KKK Fest?
I think it's a mixture of both. There's a lot of people who have just hatred in their heart for no reason, and then there's also those who are trying to spread the word to others, who have a big name to get them to believe, to get them to make people who are looking up to them believe. So I just feel like Zaire Franklin was just one of those puppets who just was very they don't understand what they're talking about. But yeah, it's just like, I'd say it's a mixture of both for sure.
Because you didn't know what Kendrick Lamar was talking about. Half the people didn't know because he had so many double entendres, triple entendres. You have no idea. You just want to see if he was going to diss Drake. And the creative Musicians, typically, when Prince sang Purple Rain, do you know what he's talking about? You could care less.
Nope.
He's singing a song that you know you love. You don't care. And when The Weeknd did his thing, you were left dumbfounded. Like, what is he talking about? And why does everybody have on bandages? Like, what's going on? I think it's okay. He's a pop culture. He's an American. It just was very telling. It was very, locating where you stand in all of this. And it was, that's what it was for. And you figure what Kid Rock saying Jay-Z was DEI higher, even worse, man. It's getting worse, man. They keep opening their mouths. I'm waiting to hear what Trump says. I'm pretty sure he'll say it was disgusting or whatever he's going to say, and it's going to make us remind us of who he is. Unfortunately, but at the same time, for a snoozer of a game, powerful statement. I think Nas said it best. Yeah, Nas said it best though. People fear what they can't conquer, and now they mad about things they can't understand. I guess that's just the fury of man.
Yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but like I remember seeing on like I think NFL memes, the IG page. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but Bad Bunny, like throughout the Super Bowl performance, he had a football in his hand, and they said that he had more yards than the Patriots. I kind of got a kick out of that.
Yeah,
he sure did walk across that entire field. I don't think I've seen the Patriots do that all night. So
man, I was like, man, are you gonna give Henderson the ball? Like their game plan was suspect. I didn't know if they didn't want Bo Nix and the Broncos to win it. What was this? I would have much rather have seen Bo Nix and Sean Payton. That would have been a bigger story.
Yeah.
I mean, geez Louise. I mean, Drake May was second in the MVP voting, and he only broke 100 yards in the fourth quarter. I don't know, man. Jalen Hurts must be a baller because he would have 500 yards by that time.
Yeah.
Oh man,
not this year.
Not this year. I promise you, next year is going to be Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. It's going to be some big name quarterbacks in the game next year. JB said there has been 26 SC quarterbacks, and Darnold is the first to start and win. All right,
crazy.
The first Super Bowl winning ginger. Is that true? I guess yeah. So Phil Simms is not a ginger. He's blonde.
Carson Wentz wasn't healthy when Nick Foles stepped up.
Carson Wentz was close to being the first ginger. Todd Marinovich wasn't ever in the Super Bowl, but he's a ginger. Yeah, that's a crazy start. That's a crazy stat. Max said they didn't miss out because their racist hearts would have made them hate it no matter what. They showed a young lady watching it from the stands of the Super Bowl on her phone and said this is real music or something like that. But you kind of like locate yourself when you do things like that. So JB in Detroit says visually striking, didn't like the song that was about Puerto Rico to not be like Hawaii and become a state. Well, you ain't got to like it, but you have to respect it because we don't want those sentiments. And that's what the whole message was about. Is like, I'm a native, me and my son are both Native Americans. So we have tried our best to come to a point where we love our country, no matter how evil the colonization of our people had to endure, where our land, physical land in Connecticut was taken from us, and we were made to live on the soil that doesn't produce crops, while they took our land, put a casino on our land, and now we can't even stay at the casino. We have to stay on the reservation, and if we want to get a job, that's a whole nother conversation. So the evils of this country, the blood that is on the hands of those people who took over this country and stole it. Hey man, we're willing to say, okay, bygones are bygones. Let's now live in equality, because you all stole this land too. Y'all not here by nature. You guys stole this land. We're all immigrants. My people were native, but we all come from Africa, and we've all migrated to these different places of the world. What are we doing? Are we equal or are we not? Do you have love for your neighbor or you don't? You believe that Yeshua died for your... all these things are cut and dry, black and white. But people want to act like they're high and mighty, greater than, superior than. I think it's all being exposed in 2026.
Yeah.
All right, man. So the Super Bowl was the Super Bowl. Basketball now. We saw a pretty good basketball game the other day. Arizona versus Kansas. I haven't watched a college basketball game since UCLA a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this is a snoozer. I don't know any of the players. However, Arizona versus Kansas was actually fun to watch as we transition from football, because football is over now, sadly enough. Now we got to go to basketball and watch the whitewashing of the Lakers. Because I've never seen this many white dudes on the Lakers.
Doesn't even feel right.
It doesn't feel right, but if we want to be that way, if they can hoop, cool. I'm not racist like that. I just noticed that this is the most white dudes I've ever seen on the Lakers since the Mikan years. But we saw Arizona and Kansas put on a show. It was rocking. The game was exciting. You played basketball. Could that game be the pivotal game to get us back into an like we knew some of the names of the players after the end of the game. Like we knew these guys are going to be stars if they hang around, they don't start transferring the portal, NIL, all that other stuff. Is there any hope for college basketball to become what it used to be?
I'd say never. However, one and done is a big reoccurring thing in college basketball, and dudes that have amazing seasons are going to try and go pro because you never know if you're going to get that type of shine again. So everybody's just taking advantage of their opportunities. And the game was exciting yesterday. It was yesterday, right?
I think so. The days are so like blending together. I can't remember, but I just wanted to segue. You are actually friends with Amari Bailey, who is suing or whatever he's trying to do to get his college eligibility back after going pro. You're in that age group. You're in the portal. You're transferring. You're dealing with it. How do you feel about it? Like, do you think it's going to be a trend that most players who did not get a fair shake will try to get those years back, no matter if they go pro, if they sign with an agent, any of those things? How do you guys feel about it?
I think if you want to go to school, you should be able to go to school if you have eligibility. I know a lot of guys want to do the one and done thing, but that's not always going to go your way. And Amari, he learned that the hard way, but I feel like he deserves a second chance at going back to college. He's a great player, just needs more opportunity to shine. There's another guy who was in the G League. His name is Kyrie Walker. I'm not sure if you guys heard of him. He was pretty popular during the high school basketball days back in 2018 or so, and he was not 2018, I'd say 2020, and he was very dominant at that level. I don't think he went to college, and he decided to finally go in that direction. There's a lot of guys that are trying to go back to school because they see it's a better opportunity for them, especially now that they're making money. That was the reason why a lot of guys like LeBron, Kobe did not go to college, because you're not able to make money at the time. But I'm sure if they were young and they had the opportunity to do so, they would definitely do it.
We just saw a football player be granted his 9th year of eligibility at the University of Montana. 9 years. He's been in school since 2018. And he's been given one more year. And of course, a lot of injuries at bad times, but 9 years that's pretty crazy. And then is going to play. What if he gets hurt again? He get his 10th year? I just know this is going to be interesting how this goes, because a lot of guys suffer season-ending injuries, and that year is gone. Yeah. And now you're saying those years are recoverable. And this is Montana. This is not even Power 5. This is Montana, an FCS school who's always in the top 4 of the FCS, and it's big time in that regard. But you get your 9th year. That was just crazy to me. I think Rubio sent it to me. It was almost tender love. But injuries, you can't really if the man has only played 2 seasons out of 8 seasons, he's only played 2. And I think he's only played like 17 games out of
That's kind of
8 years. Like, that's a lot of bad luck. So I feel
I would
for
take
him.
that as a sign.
I mean, it might be time to be a coach. It might be a time just going to, go be a commentator or something, because your body's like, hey, man, we keep getting hurt. You're not getting the message. What are you doing? Mac jumped in and said, those people are not Christians. They use religion like it's extra credit. Yeah, I think those who are true believers can recognize a TV media Jesus freak a mile away. And I don't want to ever make anybody feel bad about where they are in their walk. They may have just been introduced. They might have just found out. But when you feel like this is kind of dogmatic, man, come on, man. You don't do that if you're a believer. You don't do those things. You don't even think that way. You can't even pick one side. If you're a true believer, you're not Republican or Democrat. Who do you follow? And that's kind of where I am with it. Like, you show me who you are when you are staunch one or the other. You got to be like, no, man, it's Yeshua about it, and he's for everybody. Now, he's for right and wrong. Don't get that part wrong. We don't accept foolishness. This is what JB said. The DN from Montana, Division 1, Mountain West, $12.5 million on top of the $5 million in NCAA for the switch. So Montana and North Dakota going D1, and that guy got his 9th year back, and then he gets to play in D1 his 9th year. We also said 4-star recruit SC towards Achilles year 1, towards ACL the next year 2, then another knee in year 3. So he hasn't played yet, so he still has 4 years to play. So he'll have 7 years if he decides to play. But with the NIL and the transfer portal, circling back to the Kansas versus Arizona game, they got a good thing going, but these teams won't be the same teams next year. Somebody is going to leave, and they may not even go pro. They're going to leave to another school simply because they weren't the number 1 option, simply because coach is too tough. Like, there are a lot of reasons why guys leave now. So your situation, because we continue to navigate this thing too, and we don't bad mouth coaches, because that is a death sentence for your career. Yeah. But how much, like your teammates, yourself, how much of it is just simply finding a fit, finding a coach that truly believes in you? Like, it's not about money, and it's usually not even about playing time. If you would have heard a message that would encourage you that you will be the guy, like, how much of a different perspective would you have if a lot of these guys got that reassurance that they were going to be, if it's not a 2-year, development, at least 1. How much of that is playing into the factor of guys jumping ship from a school to school?
I just think if a coach believes in you, that just makes a player that much better. Like, it's just the belief. The belief itself instills confidence into that player, allows them to play to their full potential and not play without worry. I think the biggest fear a lot of players have is worry. If I mess up, I get snatched out the game. You see it a lot in basketball. You see it a lot in football. People just want to go where they are, like, where somebody wants to see them succeed and wants to see them grow. And that's not always the opportunity that people have. So they got to go where they can get better and not have to worry about failing. Like, they want to be molded into a good player. Like, development is very important. Not everybody's a star overnight. So people like me, my situation, I'm going to go where I'm wanted. I'm not going to go, like, I can easily go to some Division 1 and ride the bench, but I want to play. I want to put some film on tape. That's my situation. And I know where I can go and do that. And I'm going to make a name for myself, and we'll see where this takes us in about a year from now. So I'm very excited.
Hey, man, I think it's a good decision. Get out there and show what you got without any body over your shoulder, trying to tell you that if you don't gain weight, you're gonna get cut, and all that foolishness. I'm excited for you, man. All right, so another topic that we can talk about, because we know this individual, T-Mac. We met him. He's a local SoCal kid, and he's in the news for a racial slur. I think it was on a live or whatever it was, and of course it's the N-word. Said, the word that we all say when we're around each other, and which we should not say, but we do from a recent historical perspective. We use it as a term of endearment, and we've tried to scale it back and not use it as much. But sometimes, sometimes it comes out, and if it's amongst us, it's not as bad. T-Mac pretty much to us is a Polynesian. I'm not sure if he's Samoan or Tongan, but I've grew up around Samoans, and Samoans to me are black, because I've grew up with them culturally. They are just as outspoken and full of color, full of culture, all those things, from Long Beach, playing football, and we just talk the same language. So when T-Mac says the N-word, I don't bat an eye. However, he is the rookie of the year, and the spotlight is on him. When you saw the story, what did you think? Because you played with guys like T-Mac. We've met him in person, very polite, God-fearing, great kid. But now he's being targeted as racist. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like I didn't really care a whole lot. I've had Polynesians in locker rooms, like everywhere I went, and they've all really said it, but like I never really took offense to it, because that's just how they came up. That's where they grew up. Like a lot of them grew up in the hood and the projects and all that, and like a lot of them probably got more street cred than I do. So like I don't ever like put it past them for them to use it. They're very heavy in my community, and I never had a problem with them. So I don't think I see an issue in T-Mac saying the N-word. Of course, if somebody caught him publicly using it, of course they're going to feel some type of way about it, especially a Caucasian would definitely feel some type of way, because they're not able to use that word, and them seeing a demographic that isn't black using that type of terminology may come off as a little bit odd to them, and it may seem like a double standard, but if the truth is, it's just like the come up of like their ancestry and how they came from a struggle as well. So we never really took offense to Polynesians saying the N-word. Of course, we all have to watch where we say it, even us African Americans. But I just think it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't that deep, and we know the intentions of when they use that word.
Yeah, I didn't bat an eyelash to it too much, but I understand the timing. Somebody wants to tear him down once he's made it, and they want to bring him back down to size, so to speak. And we shouldn't say it at all. Like, I've made it a concerted effort not to say it. If I say it, it's in jest, and it's amongst people I know won't take it the wrong way. We've been code switching since we've been able to speak, and we understand the room and how you use language. I think it's just something for T-Mac to understand now. Like, you won't hear, you even hear LeBron James say a few things here and there. You might hear him say it on his show, but that's LeBron James. Now, a person that might be a little bit more questionable of their ethnicity, you have to be even more mindful of that. And is it a double standard? Absolutely. But it is what it is. My Latino students say it all the time, and I have to correct them. I correct them the same way I correct my African American students. I don't want to hear it. And when I coach football, I don't want to hear it. And if you say it on the field, it's a 15-yard penalty anyway, so why are you saying it? Does it make you tougher? Does it make you seem like you a real dude from the streets because you can say that word? No. Let me see it with your pads. Let me see you making baskets. Let me see you catch a touchdown. What you say pretty much tells me your vocabulary's depth or lack thereof. If that's what you have to say, every other word, then like I have a homosexual student. He says the B word all day, and he calls all the girls B all day. And I had to tell him, I said, hey man, stop calling the girls the B word. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you need to stop, because it's not cool. It's not cute. I know you're trying your best to fit in with their, humanity and how they flow, but you're not a girl, first and foremost, and you're calling them a disrespectful word in my presence, in my classroom. So stop it. He's like, well, he felt judged or whatever. I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm talking about how you're talking to them. It's not a term of endearment to me. I think it's a derogatory term. It tears people down. If you continue to call them that, they're going to begin to, kind of like accept it and embody that. Same thing with the N-word. Don't use a word that is derived from a negative connotation. Be more positive. It's 2026. What are we doing? So T-Mac taking the apologetic role, not trying to defend it. I get it. And he has to do that to keep his position and where he is. Jimmy Mack says, white people use the word when they talk to each other when we're not around. You can't create a musical culture that made billions based on the adjectives of the word and think other people who are culturally and N-word won't use the word. It's fine to say it in music. You could even say it in sitcoms from time to time. Some of Sanford and Son's funniest lines included the N-word because it was the statement of as like an explanation point. So I'm gonna say what white folks would say about you if they could. I'll never forget the Delray Lindo news interview when he told the reporter to say it. Just say it. And he was like, I won't say it. Say it. You want to say it?
Yeah.
Max said black verbiage has become a cultural linguistic cloth. We can't win for losing in that situation. There are so many other words that we can use. My N-word has always felt weird to me. And we've all messed around with it a little bit. And I think if we make a concerted effort to remove that from our vernacular, I think we'll be all right. That way, like, you've never heard me use it. I tell my students, you never heard me use it. Why are you using it? So I think that's where we are with that. T-Mac, gotta let this thing go away with time. And now watch what you say around the microphone, because it will be on your head. Maurice Powell here. He said, always bet on yourself, young king. Always bet on yourself, he said. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Maurice.
Appreciate
Yes,
you.
Yep. Now, I saw a video. This is a little more fun topic. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it from where you are, but the days of playing pickup football. I think this is where I got a small glimpse of you playing ball. You probably can't see it, but it's a video of some youngsters playing football in the yard. And the talent level of these youngsters playing just pick up football. Wherever this is, it looks like it might be Florida, but these young cats took me back to years past, playing football at the park, and kids just going outside and playing and guys just kind of like separating themselves from their friends as far as talent level is concerned. Your generation didn't really go outside and play.
Not quite.
My generation, we weren't allowed to stay in the house and play games or play on our phones or whatever it might be that caused that shift. I know the supposed dangers of the outside. We tried to shield you guys from it. When you hear the stories, like when I tell you how we went outside and played whatever sport was in season, and we didn't have much, but we had local basketball courts, we'll jump the gate and play. We saw a 50-yard grass area. We play rack 'em up. Some people call it smear the queer. But we would play games outside and get so good that the game was easy when we got to an organized setting. You didn't get that. You were a suburban kid who basically had trainers in basketball, baseball. Do you think that was what was a disadvantage to you, to a point where you're catching up now? Because we're gonna go after this show, work on your catching, like your one hand catches, your fingertip catch, all the stuff that you may have gotten if you played outside. Is your generation at a disadvantage because of the culture and the society we live in?
I don't think it's a disadvantage to say. Like, there's a lot of people that were trained and they can play with the people that grew up and did those things. I feel like the reason why I'm playing a little bit of catch up is because I didn't play. I was a basketball player. I made a late switch to football for reasons. Everyone knows my story. But yeah, I'm just playing catch up when it comes to the sport itself. Of course, I've been through a lot with the pandemic and all that, which slowed down my my development process, even in basketball. So I've just been through a lot. I think I would have definitely benefited from being outside a lot more. But other than that, yeah, I just think development can happen anywhere. You just have to put the work in.
Yeah. Where your work ethic is incredible. I think you work harder than I ever have. And I was an outside kid.
Yeah.
And my friends dragged me outside. I wanted to stay inside. OG Neil said Garfield. Yeah, we would jump the gate and play basketball at Garfield. We would play on Garfield's grass. We played pickup football, Garfield's grass. It would be all the neighborhood kids out there playing. And I know I benefited from that. I never tried to showcase. I always tried to be solid because I had some heavy hitters in our neighborhood. And we had to, show what we could do, but at the same time, don't show up anybody that might feel some kind of way. But going outside and making kids go outside and do things that are dangerous. Go outside and try something. Go outside and see how fast you are. Go outside and race somebody. Like, when was the first time you raced somebody just because they said they wanted to race you? Like, did you guys have that on your schoolyard? Like, my schoolyard, we raced every morning. We hooped every morning. We played kickball. We played, dangerous games like, jump off the roof and hanging from the basketball rim and jumping on top of the basketball rim and sitting on top of it and jumping off of it. Like, we were just dangerous. As far as your coming up in your elementary and middle school experience, what was it like? Like, I just picked you up every day. I don't know what you guys would do. I know my little crew, we was doing stuff. What would you say your elementary and middle school experience was like?
I'd say we did those things. We just didn't put an emphasis on them. Of course, when we came up, the technology advanced, so that also became like a split when it came to our time. We'd put half our time into the playground, half our time into our phones, like stuff like that played a heavy part. I went to Cerritos Elementary and I went to Cubberley Middle School, and I know that the cell phone played a huge role in a lot of these kids' way of life. And even though a lot of us still played on the playground and all that, we didn't put as much focus as they did back then, where that's all they had. So yeah, it was just the increasement of like technological resources really prevented us from having that outside nature that a lot of the kids had back in the day.
It's a good topic, and I think we can go further. Guys are commenting on it, and as G said, he was mad when the streetlights came on and he had to go inside. Man, that was the standard. When the streetlights came on, it was time to get in the house for most of us. Max said he got in trouble so bad for jumping off 2-story roofs onto some mattresses. And some ghetto child running wild. As he said, Long Beach sounds like Inglewood. We were always outside riding mini bikes and getting into so much fun. We had Atari and Nintendo, but being outside was king. I remember when my neighbor got ColecoVision, and he couldn't let us in the house, so we had to watch from the window. And he was playing ColecoVision, and they had those controllers that is way before your time, where you could spin the dial on top to throw the bomb. You had buttons like triggers, and you were playing. And that was the most advanced thing I've ever seen at that time. And we never saw that kid again. He just stayed in the house and played ColecoVision. We kept going outside and playing, and he was in the. And by the time we got up to, middle school, high school, his desire to play sports were gone. He was a video game head at that time, and we were all, go outside and play. You running on my electric bill. It was a different time, man. We were forced. I'm interested to kind of guess and kind of like imagine how crazy of an athlete that you already are if you went outside as a kid, like exploring what is out there to try it. And I don't know if we'll ever get back to that, because nobody goes outside. But whenever I see a kid outside by himself, I'm like, that's a rare breed. You don't see it very much. We don't see bikes outside. I did see 4 or 5 bikes the other day out in front of one person's house. I was like, oh, okay. There's a possibility that those kids might go outside and play. As he said,
don't get me wrong. Yeah. I was outside, but like I wasn't like.
Yeah, I was out there hanging out.
Yeah, but I would still race. Like when I was in middle school, I would race and all that. But I just didn't do it as often, because we had distractions, and those distractions played a heavy role. So I come up.
I took you out of that school because you were playing marbles. You were walking around playing marbles with rocks. You and your little friends were walking around during recess, and I was out there. I came to pick you up one day, and I'm like, they are out here walking the yard. You ain't playing soccer. Y'all wasn't playing basketball. Y'all are walking around picking up rocks. And I'm like, well, at least they're picking up rocks. But sheesh, y'all need to go run. You need to go figure it out. You need to go get on them jungle gym and fall down and get hurt. Do something. But as soon as we put you in Cumberly, you shot up 10 inches. And you got around some taller kids, and you became a pretty good sized athlete, and the rest is history, man. All right, man. So it's almost time for us to get on this field and work on your skills. But as we get out of here, what you think, man? Should we do a regular show? And what should we name it? You said keep it AC Sports Live, AC2 Sports Live, AC Sports Live 2. I don't know. We'll put it together.
So we just keep it AC Sports Live. We both AC. We can advance it as we go on, but for now, I think we should just keep it how it is.
All right, so this is what we're planning on, y'all. Since Alex is going to be here playing down the street for Whittier College, we'll keep the show going, and we'll keep him going even when the season comes around. And we'll do a quick segment about this week, how he played, show us highlights or whatever it is, and we'll do something like that. I think it'll be pretty cool. It'll, keep that flow going, keep you in the algorithm. And who knows, might get some NIL out the deal. All right, y'all. That's our show for tonight. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I enjoyed my time here. And I'm excited to be a recurring character here on AC Sports Live. Let's get it.
Recurring character is crazy work. JB said, but was only allowed to play it after the street lights came on. You had ColecoVision, JB? I had what I had. I had this right here. Classic football with a 9-volt battery in it. Keep it real simple. I want to say.
Let me clear my name up. Let me clear my name up real quick. All you unks that think I did not go outside, that is not true. I went to after school care. We played basketball, all that. It's just like
school care is organized.
Exactly.
I'm talking about
we
who
still chose to play basketball.
But you didn't go outside. Stuff. You didn't go outside and go find some kids. So what this came about. We have a community basketball court, and I would see a kid out there playing. I said, Alex, go play that kid, and he was like, nah. I was like, when we were kids, and we saw another kid, I think all the unks on here, we all unks, I guess. You saw another kid in your neighborhood, you was gonna go play. That's a friend. That's a new friend. That's somebody that you can be outside. Mom, I got a new friend. I'm gonna go play with my friend. And that's where I think social media really is hurt you guys, is the social interaction piece. Whereas we didn't care about rejection. We would roll up on a kid and play some ball. What you playing? Let me play. It's a social skill. You got it now because you're not bashful. But some people, even in the classroom, I got students who are afraid to ask for help. They'll go the entire semester not asking for help because their social skills are so low. They don't know how to interact with their peers next to them, sitting next to them. And then they don't know how to talk to an adult, like walking into a room, how to introduce yourself. Like those social skills, those soft skills are so important. I'm glad you and your sister have them, but you'd be surprised how many of your peers don't have any ability to hold a small conversation with people because the cell phone has taken away the need for you guys to be socially, able to hold a conversation or even open one up in an elevator or a situation where you need a job. But your name is clear, man. You went outside and did what you had to do. It ain't like you wasn't gonna do it, but it just wasn't the norm. It wasn't the norm for you to go outside because whatever reason, be it pandemic or parents are fear that you'll go outside and get involved in stuff you shouldn't get yourself involved in because we were so wild as kids. Can we go back to that? When you have kids and I'm the grandparents of your kids, I'll make them kids go outside. I'm gonna watch from the window. Go outside and play. We gotta have a neighborhood that they can do that though. Keep it real safe and sound. Who else saying something? Kneecap JB said, try every day to be a better person than you were that day before. Only way we can make this world a better place. It starts with ourselves. Amen, brother JB. Amen. Shooting marbles, younger. Yeah, he was out there getting it in.
I was not shooting no marbles. We were playing pretend.
Rocks.
We were playing pretend.
Pretend marbles.
It was goofy, but we was not playing no marbles. No marbles. Nah.
My dad had a Commodore 64. Us kids were not allowed to touch it. Yeah, that thing was a relic. I remember that. All right, man. That's our show. Next week.
All right.
We're out.